Most of what you've been told about death is probably a myth. We treat it like this great unknown, a silent mystery we can't possibly understand until we get there. But we don't have to guess. The Prophet gave us an exact, detailed roadmap of what happens the second the heart stops. There's a precise sequence of events, and it shatters almost every cultural assumption we have about dying. Today, we're breaking down 5 things you've been told about death that just aren't true, based strictly on authentic hadith and the Qur'an. Let's start with the biggest misconception of all. Myth number 1. When you die, you just go to sleep until the day of judgment. Reality: you don't just sleep. You enter a highly active state called the barzakh. The Qur'an describes the barzakh as a barrier between this physical world and the hereafter. It's a waiting room, but it's entirely conscious. The second you pass away, your soul is fully aware. You aren't floating in a dark void or taking a long nap. Depending on how you lived, your grave becomes either a garden from the gardens of paradise or a pit from the pits of the fire. You experience a preview of your final destination every single morning and evening. Your true reality doesn't pause when you die. It actually begins the moment your eyes close to this world. Myth number 2. When someone dies, they're instantly gone and entirely disconnected from the physical world. Reality: they can literally hear your footsteps as you walk away. The Prophet described that after a person is lowered into the earth and buried, they're fully aware of their surroundings. As their friends and family turn their backs to leave the graveyard, the deceased hears the thud of their footsteps walking away. That exact moment, when the last person leaves, is when the real test starts, and the angels Munkar and Nakir arrive for questioning. You are not gone the moment you die. You're just in a place where you can no longer speak to the living, but you're acutely aware of the reality you just entered. Myth number 3. The grave is only a terrifying place if you were an evil person. Reality: every single person will experience the squeeze of the grave, even the absolute most righteous among us. The Prophet spoke about a companion named Sa'd ibn Mu'adh. This was a man so righteous that the throne of Allah shook at his death, and 70,000 angels attended his funeral. Yet the Prophet stated clearly, if anyone could have escaped the squeeze of the grave, it would have been Sa'd, but even he was squeezed. The difference is, for the believer, it's a brief, tight embrace, like a mother holding a child after a long time apart, before the grave expands and fills with light. But no one bypasses it entirely. Myth number 4 is a dangerous one. It's the belief that your fate isn't decided until the day of judgment, so the grave is just a neutral holding zone. The reality is that the grave is the first stage of the hereafter. The questioning by the 2 angels, asking who is your Lord, what is your religion, and who is your prophet, happens immediately. Your answers don't come from your brain, they come from your heart. If you lived a life dedicated to your desires, your tongue will be tied. You won't be able to fake the answers. When a person fails this test, they're struck with an iron hammer so hard that everything around them hears it, except humans and jinn. The punishment or the reward begins right there, right then. The day of judgment is the ultimate reckoning, but your grave will leave zero doubt about where you're ultimately heading. Finally, myth number 5. Once you die, your chance to earn good deeds is completely and permanently over. The reality is that Allah's mercy extends past your last breath. The Prophet taught us that when a human being dies, their deeds are cut off except for 3 things. Sadaqah jariyah, continuous charity, like a well you helped dig or a mosque you helped build. Beneficial knowledge, something you taught others that they continue to use. A righteous child, one who continues to pray for your forgiveness. You can be lying in your grave for 100 years, and your rank in paradise can be actively rising because of what you left behind. This is the ultimate investment strategy. The reality of death isn't meant to paralyze you with fear, it's meant to wake you up. We're given this knowledge so we can prepare for the test before we're sitting in the exam room. If you're watching this, your heart is still beating. Your lungs are still breathing. You still have time to make your grave a garden from the gardens of paradise. Don't wait until tomorrow to fix your prayers. Don't wait until next month to leave that sin behind. Start today. May Allah make our graves places of light, comfort, and peace. Ameen. If this reminder benefited you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Sharing beneficial knowledge is one of those deeds that keeps giving even after you're gone. So consider it your own sadaqah jariyah. And if you want more of these reminders, subscribe. It genuinely means a lot seeing people take something from these videos and grow.